The 1960s were a transformative decade for Japan, marked by rapid economic growth and modernization. The country experienced an industrial boom, technological advancement, and the growth of Japan's automotive industry. Nestled in the foothills of Mount Fuji in Oyama, Fuji Speedway marked Japan's emergence into the international racing scene by hosting the country's first Formula One race. This, however, marked the rise of motorsport culture in Japan. The story of Fuji Speedway begins a little further back, when Shohei Mori, CEO of Marubeni Corporation, met with Minister of Construction Ichiro Kono to discuss ways to expand Japan's automobile market. They realized that encouraging Japan's carmakers to focus on performance with some healthy competition would be necessary for growing interest in cars, especially domestic ones. Plans for the circuit began with the goal of hosting NASCAR-style stock car races, drawing inspiration from Daytona International Raceway in Florida, USA. The preparations were serious. A deal was signed with the American sanctioning body, and the Japan NASCAR Company was formed in 1963. Among the early investors were Marubeni, the Mainichi Shimbun newspaper group, and the Fuji Kyoko Company, a train car manufacturer that also operated two rail lines that transport tourists from Tokyo to Mount Fuji. By June 1964, a 1.5 million square meter site had been identified and bought. A stretch of forested land beneath Japan's most famous peak was chosen, and work began almost immediately. Sterling Moss, who had been invited by the Japanese to view the progress, told the circuit bosses that it was not possible to complete an oval circuit in such mountainous terrain. And he's right. When construction began on a towering 30-degree gradient, the project was halted. After just one of 4 such bankings was finished. Many reasons have been offered, including the unexpected cost of creating a massive broad oval over the rugged foothills of Mount Fuji. Fuji Speedway was meant to be a 4-kilometer NASCAR-style bank oval, but a change in plans required the NASCAR contract to be cancelled, while the Speedway name remained. So, in 1965, the corporation was renamed the Fuji Speedway Corporation. As a result, it was decided that the best course of action would be to construct a circuit-style road course combining the existing bank section. In October 1965, the Mitsubishi Company purchased a controlling interest in the project, with Mitsubishi Estate took over the management. Unfortunately, Minister of Construction Ichiro passed away that same year, never to see what his project would become. His son, Yohei, who directed development for a few years, coined the nickname Fisco for Fuji International Speedway Company. Even today, some people still call it by that name. Despite its complex infield corners, the 4.3-kilometer Fuji Speedway proved to be one of the world's fastest circuits, with a long main straight stretching about 1.5 km. The high speeds achieved made it an extremely technical circuit, but also quite dangerous especially the bank turn. The circuit opened in December 1965, although racing didn't start until the following year. On 3rd January 1966, Fuji Speedway held its first event, the 7th All-Japan Motorcycle Clubman Race. In May, it hosted the 1966 Japan Grand Prix, replacing Suzuka as the main event. The Fuji 200 IndyCar race also took place in October 1966, with Jackie Stewart taking victory. In 1967, Japan became the world's third 24-hour endurance race after Le Mans and Daytona, with the 24 Hours of Fuji. Sadly, a number of tragic accidents in late 1973 and early 1974 claimed the life of Fuji GC racers Masaharu Nakano, Hiroshi Kazato, and Seiichi Suzuki, while injuring 6 other people. As a result, Fisco decided to redesign the course, bypassing Daiichi and adding the first Fuji's famous hairpins at the end of the straight. The banking was never used again. Fuji Speedway achieved a historic achievement in 1976 by hosting the Japanese F1 Grand Prix. The race had dramatic World Championship battle between Ferrari's Niki Lauda and McLaren's James Hunt, held under difficult weather conditions. American Mario Andretti won the race, with Lauda retiring due to dangerous conditions. James Hunt finished in 3rd and earned enough points to win the title. However, the success was short-lived, because in 1977, another accident sent Gilles Villeneuve flying into a crowd of photographers who were standing in a restricted area, along with marshals, killing both of them. Formula One didn't return the following year. In 1984, a chicane was built before the final corner, while in 1986, the first corner was squared off and tightened. Nevertheless, Fuji's facilities were becoming old, and its safety record was always questionable. As a result, some residents around Fuji Speedway began a petition to persuade the government to shut it down. The noisy and dangerous driving behavior of some fans honing their way into and out of Fisco was cited as the main reason. The 1983 death of Toru Takahashi didn't help either. But after a hard-fought legal battle, courts ruled in 1986 that the speedway could stay. Fuji continued to host a variety of racing series. By the late 1990s, Fuji Speedway was in disrepair. Toyota Motor Corporation bought the facility from Mitsubishi in October 2000. Herman Tilke was hired to develop the concept, and in 2003, the circuit was closed to renovate facilities and reconfigure the course, which reopened in 2005. The circuit hosted the F1 Japanese Grand Prix in 2007 and 2008, marking a dramatic return to the iconic venue after 2009 year absence. In 2021, Fuji Speedway also played a significant role in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics as the venue for the road cycling events. Fuji Speedway reflects Japan's rich motorsport history and serves as versatile world-class venue. Since 1965, it has hosted many well-known events like Formula One and endurance championships. Its iconic location, nestled at the foot of Mount Fuji, it remains a globally recognized destination for motorsport and international events.